Chapter 34.
You are now listening to the Chapter of the Architect with DJ Architect.
What's going on, my peoples? Once again, we'd like to welcome you guys to another chapter of the Architect. This is chapter 34. Once again, with us is our special co-host, Big Burgers, and his wife, Carol. We'd like to apologize for not promptly getting the episodes out, especially this episode. I know we're probably going to be a week late. We're already a week late, I believe, or several days late. But we've had several health issues happen with the family. Carol getting operated on. But hey, guys, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
So, Carol, I don't know if you want the listeners to know, but you had a procedure done, correct? What happened?
I had a torn meniscus.
And you've got operated on that.
Yes.
I have had a torn meniscus twice in the past. I never had surgery for it, but it's extremely painful.
It is.
So what happened? Did the doctors say that it was an ongoing issue with you and you finally had to, have surgery to have that taken care of?
No, my knee just started hurting really bad. I waited about a month. I couldn't bend it. It was terrible.
Wow.
I got an x-ray. They didn't see anything as far as the bone or arthritis.
Wow.
So I had an MRI. Okay. And it showed a tear.
Right.
They wanted to know if I wanted like steroid shots ongoing. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, that shit hurts too. Right. But no, I just said surgery off top.
Yeah, because I know I hear if you tear it the first time, it's going to be easier for it to happen again. And obviously, I've done it 2 times within the past 3 years running. So I can just foresee it becoming an issue, if you continue to run and that whole thing. But you are recuperating. We're glad that you're feeling a little bit better.
I am.
When are you going to be back at 100%?
I'm not sure. Maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So right now you're just going to be at home relaxing?
Yes.
Okay.
Happy
good.
For vacation from work.
All right. That's good. And, me and myself, man, I at work, we have to do these yearly physicals, and my blood sugar came a little bit high. Came back a little bit high. So now I when you're young, you really don't think about what you put inside your body. Your metabolism runs high. You're able to eat all the sweets that you want. And I have a huge sweet tooth. I love chocolate cookies. I love chocolate cake, all that good stuff. Cinnamon rolls. But now, I really have to sit down and think twice about the amount and how many times I'm gonna sit down and eat those sweet things. So instead of me eating a few Oreos every day, I'm gonna probably have to cut back and maybe eat 2 or 3 a week. And it's funny because the doctor asked me, well, did you fast? And I said, yeah, I fasted for 12 hours. And she asked me, did you eat any desserts for dinner? And I was like, well, no. But when I did cook dinner, I made some meat in the oven, and to glaze it, I put a bottle of a can of Coca-Cola on top of it and some barbecue sauce on top of it. And she goes, well, a can of Coke contains huge amounts of sugar, and then the barbecue sauce has sugar in it. So that could be a cause. And because you're not a young kid anymore, the body tends to break down sugars a lot slower than when you were a young kid.
Right.
And it makes sense. So, I've been eating the vegetables. I've been eating the chicken breasts and, trying to stay away from, white rice, white bread, sugary types of drinks. Well, I don't drink soda or juice anyways. You know what I mean? I'm usually,
Me neither.
Right, except for
I don't either.
for beer here and there, right?
cranberry juice.
Yeah, but it's funny because now you really have to sit down and you have to have this conversation with your spouse, and you're like, hey, you really have to watch your diet, and we want to stick around and not leave this earth earlier than we have to. I know it's a conversation a lot of people don't really like to talk about or listen to, but hey, man, it's the truth. You got to take care of yourself. And apparently now I got the wake up call. So broccoli, here I come. You know what I'm saying?
Veggies are wonderful.
Yeah, they are. And my coworkers got me on this apple cider vinegar thing. Yeah, I drink it once in the morning and once when I come home from work. And then I mix it in with cayenne pepper and ground cinnamon and a splash of lemon. Tastes horrible. Oh, man. But you know what? You know it's working because your stomach is like, hell no, get this out of my system, but it's just that you've been used to putting so much toxins into your body for so long. It's just your body, your system repelling against it, fighting against it. So yeah, man, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of your bodies, take care of your health. It's the only one you have. And I'll get off of my soapbox regarding that. But Big Burgers, let's talk about the Super Bowl that just passed this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the Super Bowl, man. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good game, but it was a good game with no defense, except for the one big play.
On both sides, right.
Right, because, that was I think they said it was like one of the highest scoring Super Bowls in history. So it's kind of crazy. You could already see that coming. I didn't expect Nick Foles to play the way he played. I was hoping he played the way he played. I'm a Niners fan, but I just wanted to see a good game, and I just like it was like maybe in the first quarter. They always say that New England gets the favorable calls or something, and Gronkowski jumped off for a legal procedure, and before the ref made the call to say what it was, he had this look on his face like, hey, buddy, y'all gonna have to win this game on your own today because we're not giving you this game. And if you go back and look at the game,
it's funny. I'm going to take a look at that.
That face he had on.
A smile.
It was like a smile.
The ref was like, not today, buddy.
Not today. You're going to earn this one.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was really happy with the refs.
Oh, that was a good referee game. It really was.
Nick Foles played a real calm, precise, concentrated game, man.
He stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, he played like a pro should and a complete veteran.
Well, he is a vet.
Absolutely.
He was about to retire 3 years ago.
But what I'm saying is a veteran that's capable of handling high pressure situations.
Right.
He was good in the pocket. He didn't scramble or do anything to jeopardize the possession of the ball. I think he played great.
He did.
He threw that ball really good.
Well, that one interception that he threw wasn't his fault because the receiver was trying to get it and then he tapped it up, and so I didn't count that against him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh. But that boy Graham, that was the guy that made the big defensive strip sack, and he stripped them. That was the whole definition of the game because I've always preached to Carol, one play or one bad call can alter the whole game.
Right.
And that really told the truth on that specific play because without that, they probably would have lost that game. And then, that Brady getting the ball back, but that coach, my hats are off to him because most teams.
You're talking about the coach on Philly side.
Yeah,
right?
Philly. I forget Doug is his first name.
He never let off the gas.
Never let off the gas pedal. And a lot of teams tend to do that. That's why Atlanta lost to New England last year. They had like a 24-point lead at halftime, got comfortable, didn't stick with the game they were doing. They should have just kept running the rock, run the clock.
Right.
Ain't no sense to start trying to make plays. What you got to extend that lead for? You extended that lead. I understand you playing against Brady because he can do exactly.
He can catch up real quick.
But still.
Yeah.
Still, that's the, you know what I mean? He didn't let up. He went for it on fourth and 2, 4th and 3, like 2 separate times and got him.
He was playing like it was a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That's how you're supposed to do.
Right. You don't, I'm scared. Nah.
How about that touchdown that they
by
gave
Nick
it
Foles?
to him? and they took it away from the Steelers against the Patriots.
We were talking about that at work with the coworkers.
That was a catch.
Yeah.
And so was it
Yeah.
a catch with the Steelers?
It was.
Yeah.
Bad refereeing.
Yeah.
He took 3 steps before he crossed the plane. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. That catch in the back of the end zone was not a catch. He was bobbling the ball, didn't gain possession before that his foot hit the white line. I promise it. But I wasn't complaining. I was just like, oh.
The whole time towards the end of the game, I'm waiting for the Patriots to make their comeback.
I was too.
I was like, oh man, it's just a matter of time. And as the clock was running out, I'm thinking to myself, okay, guys, you got a small window and it's starting to close. When are you guys going to make your move? I was waiting for that. And I couldn't believe it until, we're at 8 seconds. I'm like, oh man, right?
that deep throw.
It's going to happen.
Gronk jumped up.
Well, you know what? That was close to a damn catch in the end zone.
Right.
Actually, because the one receiver, if he'd have dove a little earlier, because the ball came off his hands, he had time to catch it.
Yeah.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
They weren't going to let that happen.
But I'll tell you this, watching, and look, Brady's an outstanding quarterback. Nothing, whatever, everyone complaining about him deflating footballs. Look, he can, whether he did it or not, I don't know. But even if he did, the individual skills are still superb to beat 80% of the quarterbacks out here in the NFL.
Oh, I think it's higher than that. And you know what?
Right.
As me in the former, I think I mentioned this, as playing a quarterback, it was harder for me to throw a football that was like deflated. It's harder to throw. But maybe he can throw it a little different because he is Brady and I'm just burgers. But I could sling that shit too, believe it or not. I'm not lying, like 60 yards, 60, 70 when I was a spring chicken. I probably can get 50 right now.
When you were spring chicken, now you're old turkey.
Yeah, I am.
Really. After
guys.
40, you start breaking down.
Hey, tell me about it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, let's talk about the situation afterwards in Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys heard about what was
they
going
were
on,
having
right?
fun.
And then all of a sudden, things turn into a huge destruction of the city, right?
Right.
Hey, you're in a gang of people. It starts. I'd have been part of it. They're having fun.
Hey, you already know.
But flipping cars over, you know what I mean?
Did
That's
you
a
see
little
the-
bit.
did
That's
you
a little bit too much.
Did you see homeboy riding on top of the cop car?
was
Standing up with his shirt off?
exhilaration.
And then the other dudes on the side was trying to climb up on the side?
I didn't see that
Oh,
part, but
man.
I saw people's vehicles being flipped
Yes.
over. Especially
I'd be
if it's your
pissed.
vehicle. And you come or you sitting, you're walking in the parade or the celebration 2 blocks away, and you're walking towards that direction, and all of a sudden you see your vehicle. Hold on a second, that's my car. No,
I'd be like,
you
thank
guys
God
didn't-
I have Gap and good insurance.
you guys destroyed my car. What
Did you
the
see
hell?
the trash truck?
No.
Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't the police. It was a cat on top of the trash truck.
No, the trash truck was on its side.
Oh, on his side.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The guy was on top of a van.
No
police
way.
van.
What?
And the
Yeah.
cop, it's like the cop didn't even care. Like,
Really?
he ain't hurting nobody. They stand on that roof. He was probably just as happy, you know?
I seen cops dapping people up.
Right.
As the group
Yeah.
of people were.
So-
I thought that was cool.
And it was Philly.
I mean, you
know.
know how it is out there. It's rough on the East. But you
Well,
know
that was
what?
their
You didn't
first
hear
fir-
about too many fights.
That was their first Super Bowl
Ever.
win, wasn't it?
It was,
Right?
yeah.
Well, congratulations.
I'd have been
Philly.
flipping cars too.
Congratulations.
That's crazy. Hey, but you know how it is, Lo. So
How'd you like that interview with Gronk?
I didn't see it. I
He's
didn't
like,
see it.
well, it sure sucks to be on this side.
Good, homeboy.
exactly.
Yeah. And
About
Brady,
time you eat the sour lunch, all right?
Brady talking about he's playing till when? 45? Got rid of Garoppolo. Karma. They deserve to lose that game.
You know what? They've had some really good players on their team, though.
Well, sometimes, but you know what? They make it happen no matter who on that team.
I notice, and it goes to show you, it's the coach,
It's Brady and
it's
Belichick.
the coaching, and obviously the quarterback. Absolutely.
Hey, another thing, real quick. Since she brought up Garoppolo,
Ugh.
you know who that is, right?
No.
Oh,
he played behind Brady, so Brady was training him up.
Okay.
When Brady was out for the 4 games for the deflate thing, I forget the first quarterback they played. He lost the first 2, and then Garoppolo won.
Stepped up.
Right, Garoppolo won the next 2. So Brady was scared.
Okay, yeah.
He was
Hold
scared.
on a second. Young boy carried them and gave them the window to the Super Bowl. Is that correct? Or was that
Well, no.
correct?
They went 2-2 for those 4 games.
Right.
And the 2 games that was won was by the quarterback that Brady
Garoppolo.
forced the trade, and now he plays for my team, San Francisco. And when he came on deck, won 5 straight games.
So Brady saw competition and he wanted to get rid of him.
Eliminated.
Yeah, Brady was afraid of him.
And now look at him. And I'm going to tell you right now, just for the listeners right now, San Francisco 49ers going to win the Super Bowl next year. Watch.
You hear that? That is Big
Steelers
Burger's.
are going to be pretty bad.
That is Big Burger's call. Why? What's going on with the Steelers?
They're awesome.
Well, are you talking about going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. They can. I could see the Steelers going before I see the 49ers. I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying. Here, Big Burger's
I
giving me
just want
the
Brady
dirty
to
look.
watch Garoppolo do
Well,
really
I don't see the
well.
Patriots winning another Super Bowl for a while. I don't.
Nah.
And they fucked up because they traded Garoppolo. If they would have just let him chill, Brady was going to be the number 1 man no matter what. But
Right.
see, he knows in the back of his mind in Belichick, if you slipping, it don't matter who you are. You seeded. Oh, and this is another key point about that Super Bowl that was detrimental to the
Butler.
loss. When they sat Malcolm Butler, their star cornerback. I forgot about that.
Why'd they sit him? Was
We
he not-
don't know.
Nope.
They said he was partying, and it was just a bunch of rumors flying around.
Wow.
He was crying on the sideline. They told him right before the national anthem that he wasn't playing. And then they told his backup right after the national anthem, you starting. He ain't played 1 game. Now, you're talking about a gentleman that played 98% of the snaps during the season and playoffs total. And they pulled him.
And
He ain't...
well, I don't know if he received the reason, but did we as the public receive a reason?
They haven't given
No,
it
not
up.
yet.
Wasn't the injury or I mean,
No.
but, you know, wow.
Well, they
that's
said he
crazy.
wasn't playing. They gave a small excuse and
He
said he wasn't
wasn't
playing.
feeling well.
He wasn't feeling well
He
the week
didn't
before.
fly.
He didn't fly with the team.
He came a day after on his own plane, or I don't know who's plane, but
So obviously it was a disciplinary action.
Well,
I'm
they
assuming.
Belichick
not
didn't
during
say
the Super
Nope.
Bowl. What a stupid decision.
And now let me express this, because his position, which his backup was playing, was the position where Jeffrey scored like 2 times on him. And he could have potentially changed that game. He actually came out and said that. The cornerback, Malcolm Butler, he said, I would have changed that whole game.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Hey, real quick, changing over to box, and then we'll get off sports.
Ooh.
Box.
So,
sir.
you guys heard that they're going to do a Canelo Triple G 2 come this May, right?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Hopefully, I know a lot of individuals might disagree with me, but listen, I have 2 eyes. Obviously,
Yeah.
listen, I think Triple G won that fight.
I think he did
Oh,
too.
yeah, he did.
I think he won that fight. A lot of people that were standing in the room with me that evening said the same thing, and then I would speak to other people, and they would give me a different opinion. I would look at them, and I would say, "Man, were we looking at watching the same fight, man? How, whatever." Anyways, it's happening again this May. I'm excited. We're probably gonna go to my homeboy Daniel's crib. We call him. He's got the Escondido mansion, man. Huge pool in the backyard. We're gonna be living it up come this May, watching Canelo and Triple G 2. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Hey, but Lomachenko is the man.
I was just going to say, that's the boxer to watch. Lomachenko.
I agree. He is something special based off his power and his agility. The issue with Lomachenko is he hasn't been tested yet. You see what I'm saying? Wait till he gets tested against a real contender. I foresee it's going to be something great. Like, you can see that the guy is talented. And you know what his father did? His father first put him in boxing, then took him out and put him into ballerina classes.
Oh yeah, his training,
and then put him back into boxing. Those dancing classes were the essential element for his footwork. So really, his dad had some good foresight, and Lomachenko is a talented individual. I just look forward to seeing him face a champion and a real contender. I think they're going to be great.
I really
fights.
do think that his training supersedes anybody's training.
I believe so.
Eye-hand coordination. He's putting him in the ballerina classes. There's like mathematics that his father makes him study.
Really? Yeah, he's a smart guy.
And he dropped him in the water.
He reminds
with
me.
high waves.
Really?
Yes.
He reminds me of a Terrence Crawford. The way he moves in the ring. Very slick, very powerful, very intelligent, precise. He's thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead of his opponent. That guy is something. It's something magnificent to watch when you see this guy box, man, and punish his opponent. It's something special.
Yeah, when you watch him, he's like a stalker.
Well, he also has a ball connected to his hat that he fights with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, about the boxing, the boxing good. We're going to see what happens sooner or later. The champions will progress. The losers will degress, obviously. How about, what's up with today's kids, man, and how they're being raised? I just don't get it. It's like they're very ignorant. They feel like we owe them everything. Not saying that they do owe us everything, but show some kind of respect.
They have no respect. They're not raised that way. They're not raised with any kind of boundaries.
Okay. So let's break it down to its very last compound. We caught a good ass whipping when we were kids, right?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Okay, so just like putting your hand in the fire, after that first time, if you don't learn, you a dummy, you're going to come back with your left and right hand burned, right? Yeah. So do you guys believe it's a situation where the parents aren't
absolutely
physically disciplining or spanking kids? Look, man, in our household, that was taken to a much
extreme.
Right. Some of the things that were happening in our home, right, were child abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like some real legitimate,
well, that's what today's
wild, savage shit. You know what I mean? You getting beat like a damn animal. There are, I believe there are ways of physically disciplining a child and not going overboard, but being effective to the point where, okay, they're going to understand. You guys agree?
Yes.
So do you guys think it's a lack of physical discipline and kids not getting that ass whooped that is allowing them, or lack of work ethic?
First of all, most children today are being raised by a one-parent household. Okay, and the parent has to work full time.
Right.
Secondly, I think drugs play a huge part in it. A lot of parents today are dabbling in
the ones on drugs. You know, it kind of reminds me of, you remember that 80s commercial where the dad walks into the son's bedroom and he goes, why have you been doing this? And he's holding a little bag of marijuana. Who told you to do this? Who taught you to do this? And the kid goes, you, Dad. I learned it from watching you. Now, nowadays, it's the parent on meth, heroin, crack.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, man. Which, obviously the child sees that. But, that's a worse extreme scenario. We're talking about a really bad situation within a family. We're talking about a normal family where maybe it's a 1 or 2, parent adult household, but they're not raising the child properly. I'll give you an example. So let's say, for example, both of you are disciplining your child. It doesn't even have to be physically, but you're giving them a stern warning at a Walmart, and then you have a tree hugger, one of these liberals, comes up to you and says, hey, you shouldn't talk to your child that way. You're demoralizing them and you're breaking them down. You're breaking their spirit. So it's these idiots, right, that number one, get into your business, and then two, want to cuddle kids to the point where the kid doesn't want to do a goddamn thing and be fed while in the bed, right? So how would you react to an individual coming up to you and saying, hey, don't talk to your child, or don't physically spank your child? You're breaking their spirit. You're demoralizing them. What do you say to them?
Ain't nobody coming up to me, first of all, and saying,
That's
shit.
right. That's right.
I'd go all the way to the left. Trust and believe.
Yeah.
Yo, Carol, you gonna DDT him?
I'm gonna punk them for sure. You know what? You have to boundaries, and you have to have accountability for your child. Accountability. I don't think that you necessarily have to hit them, but when they start thinking that they are running you, or you feel that way, yeah, man, you're going to have to slap them. And if someone sends the police to my door, number one, I don't answer the door. And number two, I'm not abusing my child. I'm teaching my child.
I agree. What do you say, Burgers?
Well, ain't nobody gonna come up to me and say nothing, because I'm like, who you talking to off top? And then I'll be like, do you pay my bills? Turn around and walk away while you can.
Why you still can?
Right, because I mean, I would never do that.
No, because it's unless okay, you guys got a scenario. By all means,
Yes.
go ahead.
I'll break this one off real quick.
Go ahead.
So the other day, where were we at? Target? We were at some...
Oh, no, we were at Kohl's.
We were at Kohl's, right? This
And
was
then I'll tell you what I
This was the
would've done.
weakest shit I ever seen in my life as a parent on both sides. So we're cashing out. Me and her went in to get a couple items or whatever, and I need to put some money down on a credit card. Who gives a shit? It ain't your bill, right? You don't pay my bills. But...
We were in a line, mind you.
we're in line waiting to check out. And soon as this couple and their two children went up, like right where the candy is, the little boy started going nuts. I'm talking about crying. You know what I mean?
Temper tantrum.
A super duper. Never seen it like that in my life.
Annoying.
Candy.
For the candy. You
Right.
wanted candy, right?
And the daughter was just looking at him. And that's what even made me feel even worse, because I'm like, dude, you supposed to be her brother, and you acting like the chick, and she acting like the dude, you know? She was just looking at him. The mom trying to comfort him. The dad is not even saying anything.
Ignoring it.
Just ignoring him.
Wow.
Trying to ignore him. That's one technique you can use as a parent, but not in public.
Right.
I remember my mom used to tell me when my daughter would fall out sometimes, back when I was in Ohio, you know, when my daughter was coming up.
Misbehaved.
And she, in the household, and my mom would be like, ignore. But if you in public, you're getting towed down, because my mom used to have the belt in the cart,
Right.
ready to rock my ass to sleep. So,
Okay, now if I was in that situation, which would not have happened, I'd have snatched the kid up and said, all right, I'd have left the cart, left the candy. Okay, you want to act like this? We're going to the fucking car.
and then get your ass whipped in the car.
I really wanted to say something.
Yeah,
but it
I
would
did
have
too.
ended up
So
in
you
a
know how
fight.
patient I am.
Right.
It would've ended up in a fight.
Because you can obviously see that their reaction is going to be possibly the same reaction you would have if someone tried to intervene in whatever.
Right.
So even though theirs was,
Well, we weren't
gross,
the only,
right?
we weren't the
Everybody.
only ones in line.
Wow.
It was like the line was stacked. So you know how embarrassing that is.
Wow.
But it was like at least 3 to 4 people behind us, and everybody smacking their lips like,
Wow.
People, you can hear people saying, "Why don't they shut that damn kid up?"
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, that kid need to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot to get me pissed, but I can't.
The parents need to do something
Right.
about the kid shutting the fuck up.
Oh, and this is a
Yeah.
perfect example of why kids are raised.
Right. In the manner
Disrespectful.
that they're being raised.
I
They're
was
coming
pissed,
up.
and you know, like I said, you know, I'm very patient. I gained patience over the years, and me and you being Marines, you gain that. You know how to control yourself, you know. But that was like the first time in a long time, because one thing I do not like is disrespectful kids. You know what I mean? I remember I was, me and Carol was in the movies, right? And we were sitting next to this couple, and there was a kid, and I'm watching this kid throw like Tabasco packets right on the floor.
Oh, no. No.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, his parents are letting him do that. And then when they told him after the movie to get his trash,
What do you say?
this dude said, well, that's what they have a job for.
Ooh. Wow. Wow. So he's creating a job for them guys, you know,
Right.
to stay making that
Right.
money, huh? That was his
Right.
response.
And I told him, I mean, I didn't tell him. I mean, obviously, I hope his parents told him.
Sounds like an entitled little boy to me.
Sounds like he's not being punished.
Exact. Now, what did the parents say when the kid responded in that?
They just
smart
walked
Alex
off.
tone? So they didn't make him pick it up.
No, he was like, and they was like, forget it.
See,
Okay, I really do think everybody should leave the theater with their trash, job
I
or
agree.
not. And those people
right.
have other jobs
Listen,
to do.
it's not that difficult.
It's not.
It's
you
not
ate the
that
popcorn,
difficult.
dog.
It's the tub of popcorn, the napkins, and the 1 and 2 sodas that you have. It's if you can come up the stairs with it, then sit down and watch a movie. You can go down the stairs with it. And guarantee you, it probably weighs lighter than it was when you came up with it.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, man, that's
Yeah.
just lazy, man.
That's lazy, and I think that's very ignorant.
And then for the person to say, well, you know, me leaving this trash is giving them a job, that's some real arrogant shit to say.
It really is.
Now, I could hear that coming from the mouth of an adult and say, you're an idiot. But it coming from a child, that's a root of bad behavior that's stemming real young.
And that comes from the parent.
I was going to say that.
And that is arrogance, thinking you way up here.
Where did that
Learning
kid
it.
hear that?
Learning it.
Exactly.
So you learning it from somewhere. I mean, but that like blew my mind, and I literally wanted to say something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, this could not be my kid. You know, this could not be my kid.
What would you do to your child?
Me?
If your child drops the whatever garbage,
Okay,
and then you guys are getting up to leave, what would you say? And what would you say if he answered in that same sentence to you? What would you say to your child?
okay. Well, I'll answer the first question. Now, but I say this right now. Now, everybody gonna lose a few pieces of popcorn. If it's just individual, I ain't gonna have them be out there.
No, of course.
But
right. We're being reasonable.
Right. If they are literally putting it in a pile, I'm gonna be like, pick that up off top. And all your trash is going with you. You know what I mean? And if they try to come back, if that's what their job for, well, I can't smack them in their mouth because today's society it's gonna hold me back, and you know what I mean?
Well, you can't smack him in the mouth, right?
And then,
there,
you know, the baby mama drama. Why did you hit my son? And I'm like, that's our son. And first off, he needs to be corrected because this is what he's doing. If that was my son.
But
Right.
Or daughter.
This child is learning it from the parent in the household because kids mimic you, don't
Right.
They
That's
do.
right. Yeah.
Don't
Air
they?
pumping and shit.
Right.
So my daughter would never have done that, and I wasn't the perfect parent. I was a single parent, but I gave her responsibilities. I said, you know, I'm doing this, you're doing that. I'm working. These are your responsibilities. There's going to be consequences.
If those
Are not
responsibilities are not met. Perfect. That is
And I would have never dropped trash anyway.
Well, I threw a couple 40 bottles out the window when I was 21. But that's, you know what I mean?
I think we all did, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, but that's a valid point. Giving, because we got responsibilities, right? Whether it was during the year while we were in school, and we ended up getting more responsibilities during the summertime, right? Hey, by the time I come home, I want the dishes washed. I want the garbage taken out. I want the whole house
Vacuum.
Exactly, right?
So
you
The
know,
dog's taken care of.
right, at an appointed place and time, your parents are going to come home and they expect those responsibilities and those tasks to be met and completed. And if they come home and they're not, then that's your ass, Mr. Postman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and that's the truth, man. So you realize you got an option. You can do it or you don't. But if you don't, you're going to get that ass whooped.
Yeah.
Both parents have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
I agree.
I remember one time, now that you said that, it's hilarious. We already knew what time Mom get home. It was a set time. Mom would be home by 3 or 3:30, right? And me and Kelly, my youngest but oldest sister, she like 7 years behind me and shit. We was running around fucking the crib up all day, pillow fights, this shit everywhere, right? Mom got off early that day. And we heard the door open because we would just lock the screen. And the door actually, we forgot to even do that, but we was done at that point anyway. And she opened the door and her face was like, ooh, ah. Like she was about to kill our ass. We was like, fuck, right? She once again handled it. She was like, both y'all ass whippings.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it don't make sense, but it wasn't crazy that time. You know what I mean? I did a lot of, man, I used to just love to hang out with my friends. Cause shit, you know what it is.
We all did.
Be home when the street lights off.
We all
or
did.
6 o'clock.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, so on chapter 15, we have my homeboy Ray on here. Ray lived a block away from us in Westbury, right? His dad had a pretty decent sized property. I mean, it wasn't huge, you know what I mean? But he had like a little vegetable garden. And Ray's responsibilities was summer times, he would have to go ahead and pick all the weeds out of that.
Oh, shit, man. That's a goddamn job, dog.
So me and my brother, we were like,
Yo,
around
help him
10
out.
o'clock. Hell no. Get the fuck out. You crazy. We had our own responsibilities in our own household. Well, I'm going to go over there and help him pick weeds. So anyway, like around 10 o'clock, me and my brother, we go walk over, to the next block. We see Ray over there with his shirt off.
Sweaty as hell?
Dirt on his neck, sweating.
And you guys kept walking.
No, we would sit there and make fun of him.
What kind of friend is
"Damn,
that?"
bro, they got you. And let me get some carrots and some potatoes, man. And we was like, yo, hurry your ass up. Come on, man. We got to go to the pool. Hurry your ass up. Come on.
Y'all should have helped him.
Hell no, man.
Man.
You must be out your mind, man.
Man, I helped
Because me and my
friends out
brother,
before.
we would knock out all the responsibilities as soon as we can. But that was my brother. Me, I was more of a
Right. That's your brother.
man. And my brother be like, come on, man, help me. And I was like, nah, I ain't doing this shit till 3:30. My parents would get home around 4:15. Come on, man, let's do this shit right now so we can go ahead and not have to worry about it. We can go to the pool. We can go whatever. Nah, I ain't going to do shit. I'm watching The Price is Right. Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
fun.
the shit.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I remember one time, man, Kelly, once she got a little older, we would alternate the dish days and shit. But before she was old enough to do the dishes and shit, man, I remember my mom and my stepdad Rich was sitting on the couch, and I said, "Why don't you guys buy a dishwasher?" My stepdad looked at me and said, "We already got one."
That's classic.
For real talk. Man. I looked at this dude like, man, fuck this dude, man. You like 11 doing this.
Motherfucker. I remember one time we was wrestling.
Damn.
It was me and my brother. I think Ray was there. This cat we used to call Tough Guy. We was wrestling.
Tough guy.
Yeah, man, because this motherfucker was...
Tough guy?
He was recently from El Salvador, man, and we would get into these wrestling matches, and he would take it seriously. Like, he'd kick you in your face, and you'd be like, yo, time out. Motherfucker, we just playing, motherfucker. We ain't... Come on, this is fake. And then he start to laugh, and then you go at it again, and he kick you in your face again. And you like, God damn it! So there was like, we got something for you. You tough, huh? We ended up grabbing this little firecracker, right?
Oh.
And he goes, that ain't shit. In El Salvador, they got the big firecrackers.
Oh, the cherry bomb.
Yeah, the cherry bombs, right? And we was like, oh yeah,
Hold this.
oh yeah, hold it.
And like that bitch.
The motherfucker held the firecracker. We lit that shit. We took like 3-4 steps back
to watch.
That shit said, blow. That motherfucker's pointer finger and his thumb was black and blue.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker.
Believe it or not, cats used to do that.
Yeah.
And you know, back where I'm from.
Yeah, man. He was over there. He was over there putting his fingers in his mouth because the shit was so
burning.
hot.
It was
and I was like,
sizzling.
oh, nah, you ain't so tough now, motherfucker.
You
So
tough guy.
From that day on, we ended the name Tough Guy stuck with his ass. Anyway, so we're wrestling, and you see like the size of that portrait picture that I have right there.
Yeah.
So it's about that size. What is it like? That what is it like? 16 by 10 or whatever, something around
16 by 20 probably.
right?
Yeah.
Around that.
Uh-huh.
So that was around the size that my parents, they had a portrait, a glass portrait above their bed, the headboard, right? So we were wrestling, and we were wrestling so crazy that portrait had fell, but it had fell onto the bed, so it didn't break. So it was like, all right, cool, man. So we went ahead and we hanged it back up. My dad comes home later that evening. Luckily, my mom was downstairs cooking dinner, and my dad goes to lay down, and the portrait falls right on his head, busts his head, breaks the glass in the whole nine. And me and my brother was like, yeah, that's what you get, sucker. But anyways.
Hey, but ain't that crazy how, in your childhood you got people with like nicknames? Three ones that always
listen.
reside.
If you listen to chapter 15, Ray was one of the few guys that would go ahead and give everyone nicknames. Man.
Right. That's how it had to be.
Yeah. What was your nickname?
J.E.
J.E.
Yeah, but
You had to have just more than one name.
nah, that was it. Everybody called me J.E.
Wow.
But there's one dude we used to play football for the boys club. His name was Mud Flap. Real talk. Because he was a dirty dude, right? like I'm talking about with his cleanliness, but he was
Right.
nice on the football field. He would punish you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mud Flap. This cat, all the time. It was this older cat, man. He was drunk all the time, so they called him all the time. And then another dude, this was the classic one for me. They called him Pawn Shop.
What? Was he selling shit?
He was always at the pawn shop, pawning shit. So he'd rob your house and then pawn your shit.
Oh man, we had individuals that used to go by the name of. Let me try to think, man.
Pawn shop.
Individual they used to go by the name of Stankweed.
Oh,
Another dude that used to go by the name of Niño Pescado. Niño Pescado in Spanish is
blackfish?
no, little fish boy.
Oh, little fish.
Little fish boy, because he had the face of a fish. And there was another one. We used to call him Cumbito. Cumbito is little can in Spanish because he was so short. But yeah, man, goodness.
Yeah.
We used to have so many. Fragile, precious.
What the hell?
Yeah, man, fragile because the dude was skinny as hell.
Oh, he was fragile.
And the motherfucker, you look at him like, dude, somebody
Bag of
punches
bones
you.
ass
Somebody
motherfucker.
punches you in your stomach and you break it, man. And this was DJ D-Ro, that who used to be called Fragile.
Yeah.
What about Precious?
Yeah, that's kind of.
Presses, that was for my homeboy because he was such a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? So they seem, oh, look, here comes Precious.
Oh.
Precious.
Yeah.
Gonzo, because motherfucker had a big ass nose. But yeah, man, it was fuck, dude. Growing
Yeah.
up,
Hey.
I don't think girls do that. We didn't
remember-
have any.
you didn't have any nicknames?
No.
Nah, man.
Chicks don't
She didn't
do
grow
that.
up on the East like us.
Oh, man.
Hey, check it out. The P, you know P. Wild P to track down remember that day, that Super Bowl when we was in Diego And he was the one, we was like, where the hell P go? And he come riding by, hurry up, jump in. And he had the limo. He was hanging out the sunroof. And we jumped in like, yeah. We was chasing the limo down the street.
How did he get that limousine, man?
Because that's what type, he from Boston. So, you know, and he Italian, so he kind of pushy. I couldn't believe it. We was like, where P go? And he went and got the limo. Because the limo, you know, when they drop you off, they got like 3 hours. Remember we jumped in?
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, we got to all
right.
give up."
We got to give. We had to give the drivers some loot, right?
Some dough, so to occupy his time. When we riding around San Diego, this cab was like, "Hey," he pulled up like, "Hey, yo,
this was
get the fuck in the limo."
Hey, this was like 1 or 2 days or 1 day before. Was it for the Super Bowl?
It was the day of the Super Bowl.
The day of the Super Bowl in San Diego, right? I think it was the Oakland Raiders was in it or something.
I forget who was in it, man.
Anyways. So there's a bunch of us and all of us trying to cram our goddamn bodies through the damn sunroof. And remember, the limo stopped.
And I fell out.
The limo stopped to go get more beer, and you were so drunk, you fell out, and you had your body hanging half in the limo and the other half on the street.
Yeah, because what happened was I was hammered, but it wasn't that. You know, if you don't lace your Timbs up, how at the top you gotta loop them. Well, the two loops connected, and my legs locked, and I was like this.
No, and then there was an individual behind Burgers that was already like walking, thinking that he was, you know, once momentum starts, you know, and you're drunk, you ain't stopping. So Burgers is face down, and the dude behind him is stepping on his ass, and he's like, "Yo, get off me!"
Hey, that's why I brought up P, and then that one came up. But P, I remember when we was in the same unit at that time. It was this cat, man. He gave him this nickname was crazy too. He called him Ports and Pits. Because he smelled like Newports and armpits.
P did?
Yeah. But one thing about this cat was, his last name is Wilson. He the ultimate liar, man. He said that his uncle was the owner of the football company Wilson, you know, like the Wilson brand.
Oh, my God.
But he could shoot his ass off. He was a baller. He used to ball. You know, we used to play ball and shit at the barracks.
Right.
But yeah, he called him Ports and Pits.
Man.
Ports and Pits.
You remember Baby Tooth?
Of course. Oh yeah, we named the baby too.
You told me about Baby Tooth.
Yeah.
Baby Tooth, pig in the human's in the pig in the human's body.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's
man.
the cat that was pulling his meat out.
Oh my! Tell him that story.
No, they already know.
No, tell the podcast.
They already heard that story.
Oh.
He was with me. He know the story.
Well, tell it again, man, real quick.
Oh, when he was pulling his meat out in the club?
No. Oh no, talk about. Oh, okay. So Baby Tooth and Pig in the Human's Body,
We're roommates.
they were roommates, right? Pig in the Human's Body was not the best looking individual in the world. Short, a little bit portly, glasses, and he had
Pizza
a gap.
face.
Had a gap in between his teeth.
He looked like SpongeBob.
Yes, but a little bit rounder. You know what I mean? So he didn't have too much female company. You know what I'm saying? So he used to have these adult magazines of his choice to go ahead and spend his time with, right? So Baby Tooth comes to the barracks, to the room, which both of these individuals are sharing
With a chick.
with a female, right? And he's thinking, okay, good, you know, Pig in the Human's Body is not here. So he's relaxing, and then the female says, "Can I use your bathroom?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course, it's over there." And then when she walks in, she finds Pig in the Human Body laid out, passed out, sitting on the toilet with a Hustler magazine on his lap with his sausage in hand, passed out. And she's like, "Oh my God."
Yep. Classic. And they room used to be trash. It's like beer cans, pizza boxes, and shit on the floor. You're like, damn, dog. This is over the weekend because you can't do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, we're gonna
somebody I know.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and have to tell more stories of that here in the near future. But I know you guys are tired. I know, Carol, you're still recovering from your injury, so we're not gonna keep you here any more longer than we have to. But I want to thank both of you guys once again for your time. Thank you so much, Carol. Once again, speedy recovery.
Oh, just on one last note.
Yes, ma'am.
Most youngsters would recover from this surgery 3 to 6 weeks. Now, we're talking about getting older. Mm-hmm. Another thing that happens is you don't heal as fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. Once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, yes,
look, man,
y'all.
we got to live longer. We got to live and stay with the people that we love a little bit longer, man. So just take care of yourselves. I'm not trying to harp on that. You know, I drink beer and the whole nine. So who am I to sit there and try to preach? Just take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. We appreciate you guys listening. Once again, I apologize that this podcast is coming out, but you know, like I said, we've had some health issues popping off. But with some luck and some diligence, we'll go ahead and take care of ourselves so we can be here another 45 years and keep running our gums on these microphones.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been chapter 34 for your asses. Once again, thank you so much on behalf of myself, DJ Architect, Carol, and of course Big Burgers. We'd like to thank you. Chapter 34, Chapter of the Architect out. Peace.
Peace.
DJ Architect.